Hello, I'm Harold Hedrick, and this is your... Today is March 22nd, 2004, and I'm here with a special guest. Mr. Albert Einstein has agreed to talk to us about his amazing accomplishments. Mr. Einstein, welcome.
Hello, thank you, Mr. Harold Hedrick. Yeah, thank you.
Al, do you mind me calling you Al?
No, I'd rather prefer Mr. Einstein, thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Einstein.
What is this?
That is cappuccino.
Oh, it's so good though. You know, we never had stuff like this back in Germany in my time. Man, it's so good. Is that related to the cappuccinos back in Germany?
Hard to tell, probably.
Because we had neighbors that would, you know, cappuccinos. Yeah, they were very good people. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Einstein. Is it true that you've been married not once, but twice?
Yes, in 1903, I married Merlin Merrick, one of my classmates back at the university. Yes.
And what exactly happened to your first wife? Did you kill her?
No, of course not. But sadly, we did get divorced.
Did you have any kids?
Yes, we had 2 sons and 1 daughter, Edward, Minerva, and Hans, before we got divorced.
Uh-huh. And tell me, who was Lucilla?
He was the child that I had put up for adoption. It was a very difficult decision.
And when did you get married the second time?
Well, I did marry Elsa in 1919.
And there you have it. The great Albert Einstein was brilliant in math, but not in marriage. We'll be right back to find out more about Mr. Albert Einstein's accomplishment after this brief message from our sponsors.
Send those pictures and JT says, what? Is that it? You want to hear about this revolutionary new diet pill that is guaranteed to... want to hear about that now? I don't think so.
Much better with the butterfly. Come see how it intersects.
And we're back with Albert Einstein, famous mathematician. Mr. Einstein, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Newland, Württemberg, Germany on March 14th, 1879. I spent much of my youth in Munich, Germany. Then, after my family's many business failures, we moved to Milan, Italy. I lived with my parents till the age of 16, where I moved to Switzerland to finish my secondary schooling. But I was bored with most of my classes anyway, so I went and studied physics on my own and practiced my violin.
Oh, yeah. How interesting. Please tell us more.
Okay. Well, I graduated in 1902. Not many of my teachers liked me, so I couldn't really get a job until 1902, where...
I'm sorry, Mr. Einstein, but we're on a tight schedule. So maybe you could tell us more about your great known works.
Well, I guess, let's see then. I published 3 papers in 1905. The first one being on Brownian motion, a hypothesis of the motion of particles that are randomly distributed in a fluid. That was later proven in experiments. The second being on the photoelectric effect, a hypothesis of the nature of light. The proposal that energy is concentrated within a light beam is transferred in individual units called a quanta. This contradicted the 100-year-old theory that light energy was a continuous process. But my theory was proven by Robert Andrews Malakian, who himself didn't even believe my theory. My last paper was the theory of the electrodynamics of moving bodies, which became later known as the great theory of relativity.
And is that where you came up with E equals mc squared?
Yes, it followed the special theory of relativity that mass and energy are both but different manifestations of the same thing. A somewhat unfamiliar concept with the average minds. Furthermore, the equation E is equal to mc squared, and the energy is equal to mass, multiplied by the square of the velocity of light, showed that very small amounts of mass can be converted to very large amounts of energy and vice versa. The mass and energy, in fact, is equivalent according to the formula mentioned before. This was demonstrated by Cockcroft and Walton in 1932 experimentally.
Yes, E equals mc squared, got it. And so, do you want to tell all the third period students out there some of your famous sayings, so that way, when they go home, they can sound like they're as smart as you are?
Well, okay, here's one that I always say and believe. Okay, here it goes. Only the discovery of the nature of the universe will have a lasting meaning. And I believe it also.
Right. Well, thanks for being with us today, Mr. Einstein, and thank all of you students out there for being with us on Math Week on this third period news. Tune in next week where we'll be interviewing the cast of Baywatch. Yeah.
Can I come?
Thank you, and have a good day.
Can I come? Thank you. Thank you. Can I come?